When we talk about what the panel is going to discuss next, there was a lot of discussion about how this was being way too broad. Is there a sense here that they would be willing to get on board with something that is a little bit more narrow?
Yes, of course I had to step away, but my sense is that they're going to talk next about narrowing that down to seniors, maybe 65 and older, these people who are at the highest risk of severe illness and death. And it seemed like there was appetite among the panelists to accept boosters for that population, while saying that we still need some more data for the younger people.
And just remind us why this is the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine that is being assessed thus far. Is that they've got the data, they've got the analysis to provide rather than some of the other vaccine providers?
Well, they were the first to submit their application for a booster, which is why they're focusing right now only on Pfizer. And that was actually something that one of the panelists brought up was, well, we're going to recommend it for just people who got Pfizer. What about the others? And I think that's something that people are concerned about. There's a lot of confusion. Should we recommend people start mixing and matching? Say you got Moderna, now you want a booster, do you go out and get Pfizer? So there are still a lot of technical questions that need to be worked out.
We know, of course, that you were in the world of health as the health reporter, but can you give us any indication of the ripple effects? We know, of course, that the president has been really trying to use this as a big boost.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions of what happens here. Of course, these are just advisors. Their recommendations are not binding. The FDA can ultimately say, we disagree, we want to move forward with boosters. However, it usually doesn't do that. And now I think it's a big question for the Biden administration. Today, they were talking about how they're ready to move forward, but now they might not need to.
Well, it raises a question. I mean, you talk about how the FDA typically goes along with whatever the advisors say. I mean, there's only been a couple of rare exceptions where they've gone against it. The president could intervene, and we have actually seen that in the past in a couple of key areas. Is there any potential here that the president may actually try to find a workaround or an override of this?
There's always a possibility, but I think that would be a really hard political decision for President Biden to make. Of course, he's tried to position himself as the pro-science, pro-FDA, CDC president and make a clear shift from his predecessor. So again, he could always do that, but will he really and risk damaging that reputation? I don't know.